What's going on, guys? John Alder here from codemy.com, and in this video, we're going to delete Meeps for a Twitter clone app with Django and Python. Alright guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to delete Meeps. But before we get started, if you like this video, want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out codemy.com where I have dozens of courses with thousands of videos that teach you to code. Use coupon code YouTube50 to get 50% off lifetime membership. It's all my courses, videos, and books for one-time fee, which is insanely cheap. Okay, like I said, in this video, we're going to delete Meeps. And this is a little bit more tricky than you might think because we have to make sure that the Meep belongs to the user that's trying to delete it. And we need to do some other things. So that's what we're going to look at in this video. So let's head over to our code. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor in the Git Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the playlist with all the other videos in this Django Twitter clone series. So check that out if you haven't so far. So I'm going to come over here to our urls.py. And the first thing we need is a new URL. So I'm just going to copy this last one here and paste it in again. And let's come down here and let's call this delete_Meep. And we also want to pass in the primary key because, we need to make sure which Meep we're deleting. So this is going to be views.delete_Meep. And the name of this guy will be delete_Meep. Let's go ahead and save this. And now we can close this. And let's head over to our views.py. And I'm just going to come down here to the bottom somewhere. And let's define delete_Meep. And we want to pass in the request and also that primary key. And let's see, I think I'm just going to copy all of this stuff right here from our Meep show because we are going to want to look up the Meep, and this will do that, right, in our Meep model using that primary key that we're going to pass in. And we're going to need some logic here. Let me come up here and grab this referrer return redirect link. And let's just sort of pop that in there and pop that in there. So we also need to make sure that the user is logged in. So, actually, let's just copy this Meep like because it already has everything we need. Well, a lot of the things we need. And I'm just going to delete that and pop that in. So, okay, the first thing we're going to check is the user logged in? Because we can't just have people clicking delete on profiles and deleting things. We need to make sure you're at least logged in. And then after that, we'll do a second step to make sure that the Meep you're trying to delete belongs to you, right? So we'll do that in just a minute. But for now, we definitely want the Meep. And let's actually just get rid of all of this. I'm all over the place here. So else, let's come back up here and grab this guy. Paste that in. We also want a little message. Okay, so let's say, please log in to continue. ... Okay, so before we build this out, let's head over to the actual profile page itself. Because if we look here, your individual profile page has all of your Meeps. So on that page, we want to give the ability to delete a Meep. And we'll do it right here. So let's add that in real quick. Let's head over to our templates, profile.html. And let's come down here and try and find where we want to be here. Here's the Meep body. So let's say delete right here. This looks like it could be the right thing. Come back here and hit reload, and there it says delete. All right, so we're good to go there. And let's just copy this whole link and paste it in. But instead of the URL of Meep_show, we want to delete our Meep. We definitely want to pass in the Meep ID. And then instead of this share thing, let's find a little trash icon. So let's search Google for favicon trash. And this looks good. Yeah, that'll do. So let's go ahead and copy that. And so let's paste this in and copy this little bit right here and paste that into our link. There we go. And now we can delete that. Let's go ahead and save this, see what that looks like. Okay, that looks good. There's a little space next to it. We don't really want that. So, looks like let's move this over. There we go. That should do the trick. Let's copy this guy right here. Put it next to there, see if that does the trick. All right, we're still getting a space here, but it's on the other link. So That's this guy. So let's just move all of this over. There we go. That should do the trick. Finicky, isn't it? Okay, there we go. Now we got this little trash can icon. Maybe like that. Maybe, let's see, what else do we have here? FA trash. I don't know, is that any different? Let's see. I'm just playing around at this point. So FA dash trash. Let's save that and reload and see. It doesn't look any different. So, all right, that's good. So now when we click on this, it should send us back to our view right here. And the first thing it's going to do, it's going to say, hey, are you authenticated? Then it's going to grab the Meep that we're trying to delete. Now we could just go, meep.delete and delete this guy, but we need to do some more stuff here to make sure that you own that Meep, to make sure that that Meep belongs to you, because we can't have you deleting other people's Meeps, right? That wouldn't work. So let's do some logic. So let's check to see if you own the Meep. And let's go if, and that's going to be the request.user.username. If that equals the meep.user.username, well, that means you own it, right? So if that's the case, let's put a little message. Before we go ahead and delete this, let's just make sure we get our logic right. So let's put a little message up that says, yep, that's your Meep. And then it redirects you back to the home page. Else, let's put a little message up that says, you don't own that Meep. There we go. Okay. And then redirects you back to that page. So, all right, let's save this and check this to make sure this works. So let's come back here, hit reload. And this is definitely my Meep. And when we click on it, it says, yep, that's your Meep. It hasn't actually deleted it yet. We'll do that in just a minute. Now let's head over to the profile list and let's try April. April doesn't have any Meeps. What about Bob? Bob has a Meep. Let's click on Bob's and you don't own that Meep. All right, so the logic is correct. We've got it designated whether or not we own a Meep. Now that's good, but we also I'm on Bob's profile right here and I could see this little trash icon. I shouldn't even be able to see the trash icon because this is Bob's profile. It's not my profile. So let's head back over here and let's do a little bit of logic on our profile page. And let's see, right here, let's go if request.user.username equals, let's see, what are we calling this up at the top here? Profile. So if the request.user.username equals the profile.user.username, then show all of this. Otherwise, well, do nothing. So we could just end our if. All right, so if we save this, head back over here and hit reload on Bob's profile, there's no more trash icon there. So that's good. If we go to our profile, the trash icon does exist. So, okay. So now the only thing left to do is to actually delete this Meep whenever we click on it. So we can do that super easy. Just head back over to our views.py file and let's see where it says, yep, that's your Meep. Let's change the message to the Meep has been deleted. Woohoo! And then inside of here, let's delete the Meep. And again, we just do that by calling meep.delete. Super easy, right? All right, so let's go ahead and save this. Head back over here, hit reload, see if this works. This is a new test Meep. Let's delete it. It says right there, let's click this. And boom, the Meep has been deleted. It says, this is my first web page posted Meep. Okay, now here's another thing. Let's come back here and let's go test. Let's just post a test Meep. Now let's go to our profile. And when we hover over this, look in the bottom left-hand corner. It says delete_Meep/9. That's the URL we're calling. So now let's go back to the profile list. Let's go to Bob's. And this, let's try and like it, Meep number 2. So let's just type this in and see if it works. Let's go delete_Meep/2. Let's try and manually by adding this URL. Now, hopefully, if our logic is correct from earlier, we should get a message saying, hey, you don't own that Meep. But we actually get an error because, one, that's good. It won't let us delete it, but we don't really want an error. We're getting an error because it's trying to refer back to where we go. And since we typed it in, there is no refer. So we could fix that if we really wanted to. Let's just redirect back to the home page maybe instead. All right, go ahead and save that. Now, if we come back here and do that again, it'll just send us back to the home page and it says, hey, you don't own that Meep. If we go look at Bob's profile, the Meep is still there and that's good. Let's try that again. Just make sure, delete underscore Meep /2. And yep, you don't own that Meep. But if we go back to Bob, it's still there. Okay. On the other hand, we can click this guy and boom, it will delete it. So yeah, pretty cool. And that's all there's to it. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out codemy.com where you can use coupon code YouTube50 to get 50% off lifetime membership. So that's access to all my courses, almost 60 courses, thousands of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 170,000 students learn to code just like you. My name is John Elder from codemy.com, and I'll see you in the next video.